Gotta look at stuff. Good evening, everyone. We're gonna kick off in about a minute or two. We're just waiting till everything, any potential last minute walk-ins here in person. Thank you for hopping on the Zoom portion. Well, Teams. Yeah, yeah. It's very good. I saw her recently. She said she was coming. She was traffic. 2 days. I'll verify. Oh.
The commissioner's just arriving, so just gonna bear with us for another minute or two. Welcome, everybody. So glad you're taking the time to join us.
About that mess. Members feel next time.
While we're waiting, anybody got an update to share? Quick updates or events to share with the veteran public? Anybody in the room? Brown.
And everyone, my name is Dr. Cleopatra Brown. I'm the chairperson of the Veterans Affairs Committee for Community Board 16. We'll be celebrating Women's Veterans Day on June 12th, Friday, June 12th. It's going to be held at Lincoln Terrace Park in Brooklyn from 2 to 6 p.m. And one of our honorees is Denise. She's gonna be one of our honorees, along with other women that we'll send out flyers, have actually send out flyers out to them.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for celebrating and honoring women veterans.
Yes,
For your service.
thank you.
Oh. I got it.
Anybody online got an event coming up you want to share? Or we're waiting for another minute or two?
Eddie does. Eddie, isn't there something in June?
June? Oh,
Yeah, June 27th.
our post birthday,
What post is that, Eddie?
post 150, Flanders Field.
Rah,
Rah.
And what are we doing?
We're what are we doing? We're having a fundraiser. Oh, we made up special commemorative patches.
okay. No, continue.
It'll be in a
You're not
flyer.
blocking anything. If you're not blocking anything about it, it's just a screen. We don't need to. People doing it to the PowerPoint.
They told me to come this way again, so I don't know which way.
Yeah, because we don't have a lot of.
Hey, Josh, you want to swap and go over there? I just want to see. I want to see both of them. I'm sorry, that was messed up.
Well, I'm gonna go to my office.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Oh, no. Okay, good.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everyone, we're about to kick this off. Thank you for coming to this session, the Queen session. There's gonna be a big one. It's on housing. So just to kick it off, I just want the board members, if they want to introduce themselves, a little bit about themselves. Start with the vice chair.
I am Dr. Mecca Nelson, a Gold Star spouse of Sergeant Mario Nelson. My late husband was killed in combat in 2006. I am also chair of the NAACP, veteran, uh, veteran Armed Forces and Veteran Affairs Committee. Also, I would like to say that I'm happy to be here and I'm full throttle here, to be here to support you guys with, whatever situation is needed. And, feel free to reach out to me. I'm very resourceful. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Our secretary.
Hi, Ashton Stewart, Navy veteran, Desert Shield, happy to be part of the Navy. And I'm working with MJHS in healthcare system in addition to the VFP role.
Board members. Dennis, you want to go?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dennis Torres. I am a Marine Corps veteran, OIF. I've been working at Queens College for the past 10 years with student veterans. I'm happy to be here. My first person. Thank you.
Oh, that's it.
Hi, everyone. Joshua Suklal, Hope for the Warriors, student veteran, and please connect with me because we want to make this keep on going, all right?
I don't see any more board members in person, but Frank, LaMarche, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, Franklin. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Franklin Marsh, U.S. Navy CB Vietnam veteran.
I think that's it. Do we have any other board members present? All right. Quickly, before, just a little bit of housekeeping. Obviously, the New York City Department of Veteran Services is going to be testifying. Well, not testifying. We're not the city council. They're going to be speaking on, giving a presentation on their housing division. Please keep it within the house. If you have any questions, please keep it within housing. We are going to save the last 30 minutes for this for anything other than housing. So first off, I don't see anybody here in person, but we do have a few elected officials. I don't know if they want to say a few words. Laura from Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, I see you're on. I don't know if you want to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank you for having me.
Lori, thank you so much. And I see we have Ally from Councilwoman Vicky Palladino.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for putting this together. I'm Ally Zarachi. I'm Chief of Staff for Councilmember Vicky Palladino. She's en route home right now, and she's planning on joining the meeting in a little bit. I just want to announce also that our office hosts a Veterans Resource Center every first Wednesday of the month. Next Wednesday, May 6th, from 10 to 4, we'll have a benefits coordinator at our office at 2015 Francis Lewis Boulevard. So if any veteran wants to stop in, it's walk in and you can get help with any kind of services that you can think of. And we love our vets, so thank you for your service.
Ally, thank you so much for speaking on behalf of the Councilwoman. I'm not sure if he's here. Couldn't make it in person. Sebastian with Speaker Menon? I assume not. If he does then. He could say a few words. Any other people, elected officials or people representing elected officials, any staffers? I guess that's it. So we'll just go right into DVS. So I don't know if they want to do a quick intro. I guess starting with the very top, the commissioner, Yesenia Mata.
Well, hi, everyone. Buenas tardes. Very excited to be here. This is my second VAB meeting. For the first VAB meeting, I was able to learn a lot, and I really wanted to listen and to be better prepared for the next VAB meeting, because I think you all deserve to have a commissioner and a team that is best prepared to be able to respond to any of your questions and to provide great presentations to you all. And today, I want to give my team an opportunity to introduce themselves. Something differently that we are going to be doing moving forward as DBS when we come to these VAB meetings is to begin bringing like different staff from the team, because I think you all should be aware of who's part of the team and for you all to have those direct contacts, but also for the team to have a feel of what is happening on the ground, because it's one thing when you are also sitting right sometimes behind the desk, but when you really have to put a face to the issue, really understand, and it reminds me, it makes you understand as to why you're doing this particular job or why you're in this position. But I do want to emphasize that the team, when they were provided with this opportunity, they did say, yes, I do want to be part of this. I do want to be on the ground. I want to hear directly from you all. So I am going to now give the opportunity to my team to introduce themselves and at least to also say why they like to do the work that they do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Danielle Laws, Executive Director of Housing and Supportive Services. I like to do this work because I am also a woman veteran. I pour all my time and emotions into my job and doing what I do, because I feel like I'm the voice for the voiceless at times, and I can help our brothers and sisters at all. Nicole?
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Orlando. I'm the Senior Advisor for Intergovernmental Affairs at DBS. I'm really excited to be here in support of the team and in support of Commissioner. I care about this work because I have many family members that are veterans. Now, most of my friends are also veterans, and I get the honor to serve alongside the active duty Coast Guard members soon as a vessel is out in the auxiliary. So I'm really excited to continue the work here, and I want to shout out Will, our VA work study.
Yeah.
Help to make sure this all takes.
Thank you, Will.
My name is Will Moffitt. I'm a Queens College student. I'm a VA work study with DBS. My primary focus is working with the VAB, a liaison, if you will, between DBS and VAB. And I enjoy working with DBS. I enjoy working with VAB. I just love veterans. There's something about veterans that I really connect with, and I love it. So thank you for having me.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hong Cho. Call me Cho, that'll be easier to pronounce. And I work at CBS as a Deputy Director for Housing Support, and I love my veteran family. I've been working with a homeless veteran for the past 10 years. And being in the shelter, working with the homeless veterans is actually really rewarding. And I have been in the field with DHS, with the HRA, and now with DBS, and really enjoy working with the veteran families.
Good evening, John Fowler. I'm the corporate housing manager at DBS. I've been working with veterans for 10 years this come October. Started as a housing coordinator on Gordon Avenue, and I would have to say that I'm not a veteran, but my grandfather was a World War II veteran, and I think I come to work every day in honor of him. And the best part of the job is when we can have someone take that picture with their keys, and I took part in moving some person from one place in their life to another. So, thank you for having us.
Bradley?
Hi, everyone. I'm Bradley Batis. I'm an analyst there at DBS. I work with the IT team, supporting all the other units, doing their job done correctly to serve all of you. As the title implies, I also love data, so I'm a little bit of a data nerd. There's that. You know, I was asked to come here today, and I was really happy to have the opportunity to meet everyone and, you know, see all the work that everyone else is doing outside of data here. And, thank you for having me.
Noah?
Hey everyone, I'm Noah. I do the benefit stuff for New York City DBS. I love it. My dad was in the Coast Guard, he retired, so I was born into the military, and I retired also, so I'm in it to win it. I'm gonna die in this, so I may as well like help make it really good, right? Because I'm just like fully in it. So happy to be here.
Guess that's it for DVS. I do have to mention one person who just walked in, Gregory Kursop, Director of IGA
Sir.
for the Department of Corrections. So I figure we're just gonna jump right into the presentation. So I'll just say this once more. Any questions? Let's wait till till Donna, the Director for Housing, she's finished speaking. The way it's gonna go is any board members, if you have any questions, anybody from the public would go after. It's a 2-minute time limit. Obviously, this is such a big topic and we only have now an hour, 45 minutes. So we just want to make sure we get all the important stuff out of this. So Donna, it's all yours.
Thank you, Ryan. So I have a little presentation for you today, to basically explain what we at DVS do in the housing team. That's me tabling. Next slide. As you know, our history about DVS, we was established in April of 2016. We just hit our 10-year mark, which was an amazing thing for us because over the last 10 years, we were able to provide housing to homeless veterans throughout New York City and the 5 boroughs. We focus on homeless housing, rehousing, and aftercare services, as well as affordable housing, access for veterans that's moving back to New York. We're like the segue between homeownership and just like getting our veterans transition into, permanent housing. Next slide. Shelter homeless, we focus on veterans that are currently in shelter. We pretty much shelter homelessness as well as street homeless, rapid rehousing veterans that are housed or are having some issues. What we do is try to assist. We try to assist with keeping them into permanent housing and stabilized. Or if we're unable to do that, we will rehouse them into new permanent housing. Aftercare services, once we house a veteran, we follow up with them for 22 months. That's direct access to us, the team. Any issues that might occur, we walk through the next 22 months with veterans to let them know that we are here, they're not alone. And because a lot of times, some veterans have been in shelter for so long, they feel like going into permanent housing sometimes could be a barrier for them, especially if they move into permanent housing by themselves. So we pretty much take them in as an extended family and let them know that we are always there, for them. After the 22 months, we still continue that relationship with them and still, guide them if they need extinguishing help or services, but we're always there. And a lot of our veterans, because we do build relationships with them, they feel free to call us on our cell phone like after hours. They make sure, we make sure if they're like food insecure, we connect them to food services through our food program, the pantry. We connect with the Bronx VA Alive and help them out with their food. Affordable housing. Now you wanna talk about your affordable housing program?
Sure. So essentially, what New York City offers, Housing Connect, HDC, rehousing, Mitchell-Lama for New York City for HPD, and Mitchell-Lama through the state of New York. Essentially, we are a place where veterans can get guidance and assistance with applying to these systems. Can't necessarily help you navigate through it, but to be there with you through the steps. If need be, you wanted to come in. Some folks don't have, the only access that they have to a phone or the internet, to a computer is through a phone, they don't have laptops and, not many people do desktops anymore. They come in, they have an office, we can sit at a table, put the application in for you, and then, answer questions as these systems respond back to you based on what you've, applied for. We focus and put emphasis on visual armor for veterans because there is a true veterans preference with regard to them screening the applications. I tell veterans very frankly about what the system is. So when they say veterans preference, it doesn't mean that you're gonna rapidly go through the process really quickly, but civilian versus a veteran, that veteran's application is gonna get looked at quicker than if you don't have that veteran status behind you. So it's putting veterans in a position to apply for these opportunities and to make sure that they stay consistent with responding. 9 times out of 10, the reason that people lose these opportunities is because they're not checking emails, they're not responding. And that's how the system is set up. It is not set up for you to succeed, it's set up for you to fail. This is where we kind of fill in those gaps to say, are you checking your emails? Did you send in this paperwork? Have you gone down to VBA to get your statement of service to get your DD 214 updated? Filling in those cracks for them when they come in, homeless or not. That's what right now the affordable housing program is. I'm trying to learn as much as I can with regard to the ebb and flow of the city, with regard to the funding and what access to affordable housing is going to look like. We use the system for what it has at the moment, and as things change, we fill in those gaps for folks as they come in to see us. That's why you wanted to come. So home buying and homeowner education. Primarily the work that I've done around this is building relationships with different financial entities, organizations that do home ownership. I'm gonna point out one that we've worked closely with, which is NHS, which is Neighborhood Housing Services. They do great work with providing free education. Online every month, there is a first-time home buyers kind of education course. And then after you get through that, there are some other steps that do involve payments. But the first thing is when a person says, well, I want to buy a home in New York. With you all as veterans, there are things that you have access to, finances, different monies that I will never have access to. So my job is to make sure you get connected to those places where you can access those monies. After that, if you need assistance with closing costs, getting in touch with attorneys and different entities, that's what I've been doing, is building a portfolio, as it were, of places that I can send you. Not sending you to one place or another because, I'm cool with this guy, but sending you to the place that worked for you because just like everyone else, veterans are not a monolith. You guys are not all the same. Everyone has different experiences, needs, wants, desires, so on and so forth. So that's what I've been doing with homeowner education. Not a lot of coverage yet because it's very expensive to buy a house in the city. But for those that have, I've been able to put them into a position where they could get some information. And do something. So New York City also does the exemptions for veterans with regard to taxes. A few months ago, they recently included Cold War veterans. It's on the slide, so I'm jumping ahead, but that's okay. So they added Cold War veterans, where what the property taxes. That's what it is, where there's some exemptions for property taxes. So that's, what I've been doing with education, home buying as it were.
And this is a slide that talks about the Cold War tax that the veterans are eligible for. If you scan a QR code, it'll take you to further information on how you can apply, what's eligible, what are we eligible for? And, that is ran by the Department of Finance. So we really don't have much say so. You just have to turn in your documents to them and they approve it. We had a veteran that turned in her documents and she got approved for the tax credit for her home.
What I can say is that, this application period is from November through March of each year.
March 15th.
Yes. So
You have to,
if you haven't applied for it, you have to wait until the enrollment period starts in November. But essentially, you put in your application, you submit your documents, Department of Finances reviews everything. And if you meet their qualification key points, you qualify for the tax credit, which starts in July. So the veteran that Donnie just referenced, her property tax payments, she'll start getting credit for those property tax payments starting July 1 of this year. So I mean, it's a little complicated in that it's all in my head and the dates are kind of jumping around, but that's how it works. You apply from November to March, and then the benefit kicks in the first of following. I don't have that.
Can we get that louder?
Okay,
In there.
Yeah, well, if you want to touch on that.
which one? I'm sorry.
So Ashton was asking about
The percent.
how does the disability.
Oh, for the 100%, yeah, so that's coming. It's very exciting. I actually get all my information. It's fine. Yeah, the best source.
Sunday, I had coffee with the bill sponsor, Senator Joe Adabo. I tried to get him to come. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually sort of part of his district. Fortunately, he's up in Albany. It's budget season. So I have conversations with State Senator Joe Adabo and the State Senate Veterans Chair, Senator Jessica Scarcella-Spanton. So right now, there's a lot of conversation going on with the governor's chamber. Basically, the language needs to be fixed.
Yes.
So, if you guys aren't aware, I was the one that originally wrote the language on the bill.
Good job.
Back in 2018. So I'm like, I was shocked when the governor signed it in December. But it's more of just an update. Nobody can apply for it yet. The bill does not take effect till October. Senator Adabo did verify it with me.
People in Long Island, but you know.
So part of the conversation I had with Joe Adabo, and I said I'm gonna reach out to Senator Scarcella-Spanton. If they can provide, it might have to come through New York State DVS. Like a one sheet, sort of like, this is where it's at right now. Just so everyone knows what's going on, the bill was signed by the governor the Friday before Christmas last year, literally 3 minutes before midnight. I knew about it right away because Senator Adabo texted me. There was issues with the language and there's municipal option.
Correct.
Basically, the municipal option, I'll put it like this, anytime a bill is signed, it becomes a statute. From there, any revisions to the language of the statute is called a chapter amendment. So chapter amendment was introduced by the Assembly sponsor, Assemblywoman Stacey Pfeffer Amato in January. It went through the Senate and Assembly committees. And then February 13th, Governor Hochul signed the chapter amendment. It still didn't fix the language. And that night I was getting text messages from Senator Scarcella-Spanton. I had no idea that the governor signed it, but they're angry, her and Senator Adalo, that they're not listening to the legislature. So basically, it's simple fixes. They got to separate P&T, TDIU.
Okay.
But the good thing is, the municipal option was stricken. I was shocked the governor signed it. Basically, what that means is New York City, under any municipality that has their own budget or the respective finance, Department of Finance, they do not have to introduce it. It could be New York City, it could be the town of Hempstead, it could be Onondaga County, upstate around Syracuse. They have no choice. If a veteran fits the criteria, they can apply for it. Not right now is the reason why they put it out to October. Senator Dalbo did tell me, is because it gives them a little bit of time to work out the little kinks in the language. There is another amendment in there. It's not a major one, but it does need to be stricken. But as long as they fix the language so it's not confusing, say for the New York City Department of Finance. That is that. I'm just the chair. I'm not supposed to be saying it. I'm sorry. It's just a little info. So that's where it's at. If anybody has any questions, you can ask them. Questions? Does DBS have you guys been getting inundated with, requests for the 100? Bill?
A lot of people has been asking, but we redirect them to the Department of Finance, because as you know, that's not our thing, we have to.
They have to apply through.
Yeah, has the Department of
Yeah,
Finance.
no, I was just curious because a contact Hempstead reached out to me. They've been getting bombarded.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to sit down with Senator Adabo and like, hey, can you guys come out with like a one sheet page? Like, this is where it's at. Gotta wait a little bit more until the language is fixed.
I know our guy Chuck has been working with DOF's outreach person, so I think they're also trying to create that one pager that's gonna help. I think they're just waiting to get like the concrete.
Yeah.
stuff on it.
So I'm sorry. It's still your show.
Yeah, you're fine. Right now, this is our Stay Connected slide. Y'all can scan the QR code. It takes you to our newsletter where you can sign up. It tells you all events that's going on or we're connected to on social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn. Next slide. We are at the Veteran Resource Centers within the 5 boroughs in the Bronx. We are Borough Hall and Jenkins Peters, Manhattan, of course, on Center Street, Queens. We have Queensboro Hall, Brooklyn. We are at 25 Chapel Street, HRA, and then the Brooklyn VA, as well as Staten Island at their Borough Hall. My wonderful team, any questions?
Any questions?
Gordon.
So any questions from the board members?
Yes.
I do.
Borden Avenue.
Yeah.
Update on Borden Avenue?
Warren Avenue is not closing.
Okay.
We've been getting questions about that. I've made contact with DHS, who is over Warren Avenue, and they assured us that they are not closed. So Warren Avenue is still open and will remain.
Okay.
What kind of sanctions are they under?
That I don't know. We don't oversee Warren Avenue. That's a DHS shelter, so you will have to redirect that to DHS.
I have a question.
Wow, that's a first.
So, what,
What about the VA?
Hold on one second. Just questions from the board first. Don't worry, we're gonna take questions from the public. We're just going
thank you, Aaron.
with the board first.
Thank you, Aaron. So my question, I think I have three questions in one. So now, housing, what if you have a surviving spouse? And she needs to, oh, wait a minute, well, I know, you know it's gonna come. What if you have a surviving spouse, whether, you know, it was killed in, well, not combat, because that's different, that's what Tunnel to Towers do. But a surviving spouse, the husband passed away from health issue or something like that, and they need someone to stay, but they're no longer have the same amount of funds that's coming in. I actually know someone that's like that, you know, a few of them that's like that, or have nowhere to stay or living with family. How does that work with their living? Does the same benefits connect for the veterans as for that spouse? And then another one is, that's with the housing now. And then with the tax too. Now, with the tax part, right? Unremarried. They say surviving spouse, but that's for if one is a surviving spouse that lost their husband for health issue. But I'm a Gold Star spouse. So what if it's different for me? But still, what if they married after they went through the process for the tax? Are they excluded once they find out they're married? But these are some real questions now. Housing and tax. Can somebody
So
help me?
the taxes, that's a legislative issue. We have not, we're city, so we can't, I mean, we can bring it up and say, hey, this is what we need, or this is some of the questions that's being asked. And we can advocate for the surviving spouses, but as you know, that's state legislative and federal.
I think, so now to Donna's point, right, is that even though that's a legislative issue, I know that we're gonna be having a roundtable with Councilmember Palladino about Gold Star spouses, military spouses, and surviving spouses, but I think these are conversations that, for example, right now you did bring up like your questions are very important. However, like we don't have control when it comes to legislation. However, we do have control of making those connections, these roundtables that we're going to be hosting starting tomorrow with Councilmember Palladino. Let's continue having those conversations across all 5 boroughs. Even today, when I saw you today at DC, Mecca did challenge even all the speakers that were there because she did say, well, you're not mentioning Gold Star spouses. Why aren't you mentioning this? And it's true. It's like, and it was, I think it's those important conversations for us to continue having. And if we continue having them across all 5 boroughs, then we can take it on a state level. However, it does start there from hearing these questions. So I think starting tomorrow, when we speak with Councilmember Palladino, let's mention this to her.
Okay. And what about the housing for the surviving widows?
We primarily work with veterans who are in shelter. Or
What about them that don't have a place? You know, there's some of them that's dealing with that now, right?
some of them.
Surviving spouses. They dealing with a lot. And it's that, what if my husband was still alive?
Yeah.
You know, it's deep. So that's my thing, like, how do we,
But
or
again,
what do we do?
We connect people.
But it's nothing specified to them.
Just get the point out. It gets jumbled in my head sometimes, and I gotta get it out, sorry. We connect veterans. So we've had surviving spouses come in, and it's a challenge. Whatever is out there that we can offer a person to give them support. Now, there's nothing specific to answer your question. There's nothing specific that I can think of right now in my head to say, this is where a surviving spouse could go. Nothing specific. However, there are services for civilians that we can direct that person to. Is it gonna work? I can't say yes or no to that. But this is what my belief is: you use what you have until you can do better. So the system does better on them.
Or
Unfortunately, that part is what it is. It is what it is until nothing changes, until nothing changes. You know what I mean? So if a spouse comes in, I'm not gonna just say, well, you're not a veteran, so I can't do anything for you.
They're not civilian either. They're military.
Understand what I'm saying? They're military line, but they can't get access to those veteran benefits right now. So I use what I have.
yeah, you use what you have.
I use what I have. So if a spouse comes in, and as a woman, I can connect her to an organization that specifically assists women, that's a resource that she can use. Is it what it is that you're asking for? No. But it is something that she can use to help her situation.
What is called Hope for the Warriors? Yeah.
Huh?
It's called Hope for the Warriors.
Open warriors.
There you go.
But a lot of these things,
$20 is different.
No,
but a
I
lot
mean, we all help. We all help.
a lot of these issues when it comes to spouses, trust
Or
me,
surviving spouses.
what surviving spouses, trust me, you don't think when people walk through the door that we keep turning them around. It's a lot that we have on us because I don't want to tell nobody, no, we can't help you. But a lot of these issues are federal. We're a city, everything trickle downhill. So the federal, everything has to be changed federally for surviving spouses, Gold Star wives, and everything. And then it'll come down to the state, and from the state, it'll come down to the city. We can't, a lot of the things that we do is governed by state and federal. we can't make those changes on the city side. So like John said, we do go out there and we try to find resources, or we work with brokers to try to say, hey, we have a spouse. How can we help them? How can you help us help them? Because we don't want to turn y'all away, because just like us, y'all serve right along beside us. And in your instance, your husband was killed in action. So how does it look for me as a female veteran to say to my brother's wife, I can't help you? It puts a lot on us, and people don't understand it because they think that we can make changes on our end or on our level, but we don't. But me and my team, we worked really hard to try to place people and place spouses as much as we can. And we go above and beyond. If y'all know half of the things and half of the stories that we go through, y'all be like, oh man, like, how do you do it? How do you get up every day and still be singing and still try to, do the job that y'all do? Because we do have a lot on us that we carry outside of, our everyday life.
And then, thank you for that. I appreciate you. I felt that love, man. Ooh, I felt it deep. I really did. Like, you don't know, I felt that energy. So what about the parents? So right now I have a Gold Star mom. She is she's in the process of losing her apartment, and she can't move downstairs. She can't maneuver on her own. So I even spoke to her on my way over here. What about the parents? Like, what can be situated or set up for the parents of the
I don't
that
think there's anything that the city has that are specified.
It really has to be, for us, the veteran has to be still alive in the process of the housing process. From step A to step Z that we take them through, the veteran still has to be alive. I had a veteran personally that he died in the middle of us trying to get him a voucher and getting him housed. And they were like, no, we can't do anything else because he did not sign on the dotted line for his wife. And she was in the process of, like you said, they were gonna lose their home. They've been there for years, but because of his health and he couldn't work anymore, it just was a lie. And for me to tell her, like, we have to stop this process, it's hard. It's really hard.
It is a hard thing.
And I think, I'm glad that we're having like these conversations and hard conversations and honest answers because, um, working with the team, I am realizing that there's only so much that DVS has control of, right? And we don't have control what happens on a federal level. But what we do have control of is how we're organizing here. And I think if we continue using these meetings how we are, in a way like, okay, what is that we're tackling, right? Like, I think the questions you're bringing up right now about the surviving spouses, the parents, like, even right now, like with my old job that I used to have, I do have many spouses that are immigrant spouses, and they're saying, I'm in the process of deportation, even though my husband served, right? How can you help me? And the fact that we're still having these conversations is like, it's very upsetting. But I think like, if we continue having this, is why I love being here with you, is because think as we continue having these roundtables with the elected officials and the commissioners, because I know like next week or so, I'm having a roundtable with the disabilities commissioner. It's like, let's use it for something then that let's continue organizing on the city level. When we're organized here, then let's do it at a state level and then pushing at a federal level. So then we could start pushing to see how do we put these surviving spouses when it comes to housing, these housing situations, right? I think because I don't want to be able to come in here and say, oh, well, that's not a DVS issue, right? It's a federal issue. But no, it's like, at least next time I want to come back and say, hey, we had these 10 meetings with these 10 roundtables with so many veterans and elected officials. The next step is this year, let's continue doing this. And next year, we're gonna go on a state level. It's gonna require time. But I think if like all we can come up with is right now, like as DVS, we will continue figuring out what we can do. I am trying my best to connect with funders and foundations to see if there's an alternative route in the meantime where we can help fund this. But that also requires a lot of advocacy. I think how you went today at the SIDC meeting, it was, I mean, you saw them, how they were like, oh, sure, like next time I'll include Gold Star spouses.
Yeah.
And I think, but it requires that though.
Thank you.
I agree. Just to add to this, these are great questions, and caregivers, spouses, and family are often forgotten about. or they just don't get the answers that they're looking for. I think the key takeaway is we will find the answers for this. Like, do you get kicked out if you are living with your spouse who's a veteran after they pass away in these housing programs? What happens? We do know that the application has to start when the veteran is alive, and they have to list their spouse on the application. These are things that we learned the hard way, right? But we will get the answers about what happens when the spouse dies, who served, with the tax deduction as well. And another thing is that, you know, I work with caregivers all the time. So, and they're in hospice, you know, their loved ones in hospice, or the veteran is sometimes the caregiver. And the veteran is also forgotten about, and there's so much less available for them. But there are things available for them when they're a caregiver. And we will share those too, because just like the commissioner said, this is a grassroots opportunity to share information, to get the questions, and then gather the information to respond to those questions so we can continue to build on our own education, and we can all be advocates out there in the community. And this meeting is huge. This is bigger than the last one, and this is wonderful. This is what we want. We want you to come to these things, and we want you to ask these important questions and share it with you.
All right, so something you said triggered, so at least with night shift, I'm gonna put that in a box, at least with night shift. If your spouse was a veteran who received HUD VASH, night shift,
The veteran had to receive HUD VASH?
if you're a veteran, you received HUD VASH, your spouse is on the voucher, your adult child is on the voucher, and you pass, that voucher can transfer to your spouse or your adult child.
Okay.
Your grandfather did, basically.
Not grandfathered in,
If you pass.
but that person has to be
On the voucher.
On the
on
voucher.
the voucher,
Correct.
and that's very important. Not living in the apartment,
On the voucher.
but on the voucher. If they are on the voucher, I've had it happen. Veteran passed, unfortunately. The daughter got the voucher. And I believe she's still there, but the voucher transferred to her.
Okay.
So you have to be over 18, at least, on the voucher, living in the particular unit, apartment, what have you. But that can happen.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
So just to kind of, I think there's a lot of, Ashton said a key word, just educate. Well, this is not it. This is just an example. This is local law 19. Unfortunately, laws are made of a lot of words. So I think we just need to differentiate between the administration, BVS, and the legislature. So like the city council, state legislature, the assembly, the senate, also the federal side, the US House of Reps and US senators. There's a big difference. So the reason I brought this up, obviously I read a ton of these, and I don't have enough time in the rest of my life to read these. The biggest thing what I advise anybody, if like just read through the language, and if you spot anything, just like that's it. It could be a missing comma, and it could just fix the whole bill. And all they need to do is just run a chapter amendment. You find an elected official. So I just want people to understand there's a difference between the administration. They're just going by what they have in front of them. Unfortunately, sometimes if it's not worded in there, say like the spouses, that's not something that falls on the agency side, the governmental side. It would be on the legislature. So that's where it was mentioned. Like I said, we know the problems. I'm saying this as a vet, not as a member of this board. Our biggest issue, we have failed as a community to organize, and we need to do better. I've been in this space almost 20 years, and we've got some good people in here. We got a lot of good people in here.
Did you just blame the veterans?
No. So quick
It's-
question, my name is Samuel B. Coach Jr., I'm with the Bronx VA. For you with the HUD badge, send me an email, I'm gonna get you the right answer tomorrow. But as a veteran, it's the legislative or your assemblyman to talk to. I'm gonna tell you why. I live in Staten Island, I have a house in Staten Island. Before I got any benefits, they had the Cold War. Upstate New York got Cold War. We, New York City, didn't have it because our assemblyman didn't fight for it. Recently, we all know about October 6th. Do we know about October 6th? October 6th, if you're 100%, you're not gonna pay property taxes. The problem is that we have to talk to our assemblymen for them to initiate. A state senator could initiate it. Federal is federal regarding the spouse. I will find out about the child. I know that if you're a veteran and you're a hundred bash, the spouse, if she's on the thing, she'll be liable. Now, the remarried thing is a DIC thing. It's separate from federal, state. It's everybody has a different rule. The VA has a special rule. Now, the reason I know it, I actually went to a wedding of an 80-year-old lady that was with the guy for almost 50 years. Her husband passed away. She didn't want to lose her benefits, so she married at 80.
You see? Because they don't allow us
But
to
that's
marry until
federal.
25.
But you also gotta understand, it's almost like Social Security. You get to choose which option you want when you get to a certain age. Thank you.
So Samuel, thank you. Well, I neglected to mention it. He's very important. Thank you for opening up the Thomas Noonan, CBOC. Don't worry, Mount Lacey. Tim, don't worry, I'm gonna get to you guys. We just have an agenda. Any other questions from, do we have any other questions from the rest of the board? Oh, hold on, just from the board.
Oh, the board.
All right. All right, Kim, you're up. Oh, you got a question?
Dr. Brown was already.
Dr. Brown? Yes, my question is, well, I want to, make a statement first, okay? Last night, I attended my, community board meeting, public meeting, and we had HPD present to us the upcoming, buildings that's being constructed in Brownsville. So the question that I asked, is there any set aside for veterans or preference, veteran preference? And I was told, no, for those projects, there are no set aside for veterans. Okay, so, I had to do my little research last night, and there is an addendum to the HPD, HDC marketing handbook. And it states on August 1st, 2025, the city announced a forthcoming update to this preference that would include military veterans in addition to municipal employees, and will raise the percentage of units for these preferences from 5% to 10%. Effective November 15, 2025, newly published lotteries will include a 10% municipal employee military veteran preference, which replaces the 5% for employee preference. Okay, and this is something I think we need to have a meeting with HPD so all of us could be on the same page, because I'm telling everyone, I'm a housing ambassador, I'm a program director for a DHS facility, and I tell them all, go back in and check the veteran preference. If you are a veteran, check it, okay? But at the same time, we need to have what accountabilities are in place to ensure that our veterans are being selected.
Dr. Brown,
They should be number one.
Dr. Brown, I have a question. Have you conferred with, Councilwoman Darlene Neely, since that's her district?
Yes, did I
Wait,
confirm?
Yeah, have you spoken to her?
No, I don't have to speak to it because I work with that and I have the addendum right here.
Yeah,
Okay, so, definitely we're gonna be
let's
revisiting.
talk after,
Yes,
because usually I know it goes to the council members or the borough president would be Reynoso, if I'm not mistaken.
right, and also, Alika Samuels, the former city council, she's also a deputy at HPD, so I will be reaching out to her as well. Okay, but this is something that HPD, when they're reporting out to us, they need to have the correct information.
But they didn't, obviously.
Exactly.
So they ain't doing their job.
No, it needs to be addressed, because when they put these buildings out on the Housing Connect, it may not have the veterans preference there. One of the facilities that they did, stated that it wasn't. I pulled it and it's there,
Is there?
and it's there.
Donna, you have something to say?
Yes, so on that, Dr. Brown, the veterans preference is now added to the Housing Connect lottery. The application, the former commissioner lobbied with HPD to make sure that was there, and I think it took effect, October? Yes, it took effect, and it's working, because we've had veterans that we're working with trying to place that applied for the Housing Lottery Connect, and they got pulled because of their veteran preference.
Right.
So when we're filling out applications and they want to go on Housing Connect, we make sure that the veteran preference is on there and all the documentation is uploaded into that HPD system. As far as the HPD, Nicole, I'm gonna explain it to you so you can talk about the intro.
And just want to add with the Cold War, I'm a Cold War veteran, Navy veteran, and they need to update. Department of Finance need to update the website because Cold War veteran was not a choice. It so happened I had the email, so I was able to submit all my documents through the email and I was approved. But they need to update the website to add Cold War veterans.
Which agency was that? That is not on there?
Department of Finance.
Department of Finance.
You wanna go to the next meeting? I'll go with you.
Well, no, I did it last night.
So we're gonna have-
Dr. Brown, thank you, so.
Yes.
So I'm also gonna have Nicole talk about the HPD portion of it.
So thank you for bringing that up, Dr. Brown. That is something that we're in full communication with HPD on, as well as the reporting requirements.
Yes.
So for that exact fact of being able to verify if it's being used, who is using it, what member of the veteran community, what that looks like, what the need is. We're in very close communication with them, as well as the chair of the Veterans Committee. Who's also taking a look at the language of this and how we can make sure that we're taking this intro and making sure that it works for the veteran community, for HPD, for our agency, and all members of the public.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so being that we're talking about HUD-VAC, I have a situation that maybe you can inform me with, or maybe we could change. I run a small nonprofit, it's called Veteran in Command, they do housing for vets, not a lot, but a little. And several times I had to write letters for vets that were in jail. And I'd write letters for their parole officers and for parole when they go to pre-release to get them out. But once they get out, I was able to take them into my facilities, but they couldn't get HUD-VAC unless they went to a shelter,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy, especially if a guy did substantial time in prison. A veteran then does time because he has PTSD, then they want to go and put him in a shelter. So I did everything I thought I could do, and I couldn't do shit. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the way it is. So why can't that be something that, like, if a family member might take him in temporarily, right? Just so he can get his documentation, get his DD 214 straightened out, whatever it might be. Just, there should be like a grace period, particularly for veterans that are incarcerated, because we know why they're incarcerated, right? That's the bottom line. So I'd like to see something.
So a lot of that, like I'm gonna go back to the federal, is governed by HUD. The requirements of what they consider homeless, all that is tied into the language when it comes to giving vouchers to HUD. And one of the criteria is you have to be in shelter. It's things that we can work on outside of that, but we can talk about that offline. But
No, let's talk about that now.
you have to be homeless. Homeless at imminent risk of becoming homeless or street homeless. Those are the three criterias to get a HUD voucher.
You
And
can't
that-
get parole if you're homeless.
Right. You can't get parole because you're homeless. We've had veterans that reach out that's in transition, shelters or transitional housing to speak, that is looking for housing assistance. HUD don't consider transitional housing a shelter. So they tell us you have to, like, the criteria, you have to meet one of those three.
Something else I'd like to bring up. So everybody loves vets, right? So they put them, SRO on your block, and it's a whole different story. And that's what I've experienced more than once, even in Jamaica, Queens, where I had 3 houses. But anyway, what I'd like to be able to see, like with city vets, to be able to, because what I did was I just changed the criteria. I don't say I'm an SRO, I say it's a share, it's a community house, and that's it. Building department, nobody can say anything, right? But that doesn't go for everybody.
Right.
You know, I'm willing to take that shot or whatever and do it. But these things that we shouldn't have to be struggling with, doesn't make any logic to do it. So I don't know if you agree with me or what, but that's my beef.
All right,
It's not
so
that deep.
any, So, well, I'll just say this quickly, sorry, I forgot. If nobody signed in, it's at the front, please go on ahead. And by the way, we do have food, so if you want to grab some pizza, we got some pizza right over there. So, any other questions, Tim? I believe.
So, answer to your question, and this is, I'm not, so I worked for a GPD program in Phoenix, Arizona. I ran the front desk for a year and a half. I know for a fact that you don't have to be in a shelter. You can be in a transitional program coming out of DLC. I met tons of veterans that used the transitional program as their release place. So the problem that we have is we've got a GPD program in New York City that is getting about $5 million a year. It's called Borden Avenue. And it's a shit house. And I was over there today, grant per diem. So the VA pays organizations. New York City is called Department of Homeless Services. Other cities have Tunnels to Towers, Catholic Charities, US Vet. New York City is the only one that runs their GPD program out of a homeless shelter. Now, I was over at the VA today, and I spent the afternoon over at Borden Avenue. I work with incarcerated veterans. I help them get their benefits. That's my job. That's what I did. When I come to New York, I was put into this disgusting, violent, drug-infested shelter, disguising itself as a grant per diem program, collecting $5 million a year. The kitchen is closed and has been closed because it's a culinary school for Project Renewal. CEO of ICL makes $500,000 a year to deny access to veterans. Now, they are the ones who have the contract for DHS. They're the ones that are supposed to be feeding the veterans, clothing the veterans, giving them access to mental health. The problem that they did here, and they're not closing Borden Avenue, but they are closing the GPD program. And the veterans, there's 40 to 50 empty cubicles over there right now, and they're turning veterans away. They haven't seated anybody from the VA and Borden Avenue in 3 months. They're emptying the place out. They're telling veterans that you have to have a mental health diagnosis to get into the GPD program. Otherwise, you're sent to another shelter.
Pretty easy to do, right?
The veterans are not doing well in violent shelters when we have our own federally funded VA GPD program that's available. I was told today that there is something wrong. The reason why they're not taking veterans over at Borden Avenue right now is because the funding has been halted. From what I heard was misconduct. I have been coming in here for 3 years, telling these people what a disgusting place that was and how demeaning it was to watch veterans die on a regular basis because there's nothing to do but get high, overdose, and die. That's it. I've been to prison too. I did time in Phoenix. I got 2 years for weed in Arizona. And I was on the veterans. That was much better than anything that I've seen in our own grant per diem program.
So Tim, quick question. I know we've chatted on it.
Yeah,
So Borden Avenue is funded by what? Federal government?
VA,
By the VA, but then DHS, no, not DHS.
DHS has the grant.
They have the grant and then they
And then
outsource
give
it
it
to
to
the
ICL.
contract.
And then there's outsourcing. So the building is a DHS building. That's why it's been leaking for years.
How often does, obviously the funding is from the federal government, but DHS is there, does the city council members actually go in there?
They
And
have to
actually
sign
do,
an NDA.
they have to sign an NDA, really?
Yeah,
No one.
Phil Wan's been
Should
trying to
know
get
that.
in there for weeks
Shake
and
my
was
head.
denied. I have a quick question. And
You know what?
Shake my head.
this
They
is,
they really have to sign an NDA?
yeah.
You wonder why, right?
Yeah, New York City Council.
BVA gave thousands of dollars worth of donations a couple of years ago. Robert Holden signed an NDA and Lenny Williams signed an NDA just so that they could get in because they turned everybody else away. So they dropped off nearly $10,000 in donations
Lacey, I got you.
and then walked away. And I talked to the veterans after. They got nothing. They got none of it. This has been going on, I mean, and it is so much. I feel badly for you, Ben, because
So,
we're not supposed to be going to that.
Lacey,
No.
what's going on?
So the city can fix something tomorrow, basketball court. Department of Buildings guarantees a basketball court to those veterans that have stolen it for over 8 years. They've repurposed it. Our Department of Buildings officer, if they can see the violation from outside, they can cite it and require them to open it. Give the veterans back their recreation
The
now.
recreation at Borden Avenue?
Yes.
Wait, so all you
I
need,
still-
all you need is a what, DOB?
Door, made an emergency exit and shut down the basketball court. And there is a building of occupancy certification. And you can't change that unless you buy a whole new one. It's $500,000. But it says guaranteed to provide New York City HRA veterans a basketball court. Fix it tomorrow. That's
So-
something the city can handle. There's no questions on it. We know where the jurisdiction lies. Do something.
So Lacey, Tim, besides, the basketball court, just the
Let's
over,
just see if that.
just the overarching.
I mean, we don't have time for that.
No, I know. If you want, we could talk after because I have yet to, I haven't been to Borden Avenue yet, so I have to check it out.
I'll explain how you guys all get access. Go to Borden, visit veterans, and offer to be their peer support. You're allowed in there, be a part of their.
Without signing an NDA?
Yes, to be their peer support. They're guaranteed the medical rights for peer support. If you wanna go support a veteran, do it personally. Don't do it professionally, because
I got kicked out.
professionally, they can restrict you. Personally, anybody can be peer support for a veteran.
Tim,
And that's
Lacey,
absolutely
we'll
what
talk,
they do now.
cause how was,
So we're
How
supposed to
is-
have a safe space.
yeah,
We're supposed to,
The VA
a
is
drug-free,
drug testing. They do
sober
not-
space. And it has been abused, and we've been told by city council to shut up. And now we're hearing again, oh, we want to hear from you, we want to hear from you. You know, I've not been invited to a single one of your meetings. Not a single one. And I'm at Borden all the time. I'm the voice for the veterans. And you know who doesn't have a voice? We don't. We're the ones coming out of prison. We're the ones who are coming out of the military, because you have to go to a shelter if you want a HUD-VASH voucher. We're the ones who, coming from Arizona, because I knew I was going to kill myself if I stayed there. So I came here, and I got treated like dirt. Worse than that, because I've never been treated that way. And for the last 3 years, I've been telling you that this stuff has been going on.
so I get a question, well, obviously Bob Holden's gone, but, I know you testified in front of Frank Morano, the new chair. Did you speak to him outside of that? I'm just
No, you
curious.
put me last, because nobody really wants to hear from us. The homeless, the vulnerable, the ones with PTSD. That's why they turn us away at the VA hospital. This is why, and this is absolutely disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting. We know that our VA hospitals are absolutely disgusting.
You know, I go to that VA.
VA hospitals.
I go to that VA. In January, I walked in there with perforated ulcer this big. They put me up in emergency surgery. They saved my life. I will not stand and let a city council member sit on the committee of veterans and call my VA absolutely disgusting. I am absolutely above infuriated. How dare you sit there and say, we want to hear from you
when we have to hear this. And then we go last. And you put us last so everybody can leave. I cannot believe it. I'm 65 years old. I'm not some punk ass kid who just walked off the bus. I've been doing this for 12 years. And I was down in Phoenix and I was telling them what you guys do, because you do nothing now. And Lamar Wheeler, oh, we got your back. That Borden Avenue is the Cadillac of shelters.
Tim,
I'll finish up with this.
Tim, we can also talk.
This is why we don't feel safe in our communities. This is why we have problems. This is why we are fucked up. I'm a vet too. I served in Iran. I served in the Persian Gulf during the Iranian hostage siege. I was there when a veteran blew his brains out, or a Marine. We are different people. We need to be treated differently. We cannot sit here and have people like this who never served start talking shit about our VA, while the VA is saying, oh, and by the way, we're getting rid of your programs because we're not paying attention to what's going on with the veterans who need it most. Thank you.
Tim,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, and I think you're gonna see a lot of my leadership too, like, if there is something that's being said about our agency or my staff or me particularly, I will respond to it. So I think, I'm not like, and I have to say that because I think I like that Tim did say that, because I think it is important for us to have these.
She doesn't listen to
No,
me.
let me finish. No,
She listened to you.
I
Listen to her, okay?
You're right, you're right.
Because one, I did meet with you one-on-one, because I'm having these one-on-one conversations first, so you can guide me and help me understand when we do have this housing roundtable. And that's the thing, is like, without like giving us the opportunity, I just met with you, I think like a week and a half ago, we were gonna have a housing roundtable, and for you to help us guide these conversations, and I wanted to have these leaders, the meeting still hasn't happened, because I have been meeting with you and various other housing leaders, but to say that you're the only housing advocate, that is not
I'm not a
correct.
housing advocate,
You
I'm a
have-
veterans advocate.
Exactly, but there are many other veteran housing advocates too out there. It's not just, and this movement doesn't belong to one person, one organization, or one agency. It belongs to all of us. And secondly, like, when it comes to like the panel themselves, the way that they're set up is like, who comes in and signs in first? It wasn't that you were put in there last just to be intentional. No, it's based on how you sign in the, to have a hearing.
That's not true.
But I just want to emphasize that.
That's
how it
absolutely
is.
not true.
But-
Listen.
Tim,
And then-
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Tim,
You canceled the meeting with me.
Tim,
What happened to the 80-year-old veteran I sent you?
Tim,
Where is it?
Tim,
Absolutely. I'm not gonna allow people to lie. How about you guys stop I'm not gonna allow people to lie to me in my face. Absolutely. Be quiet. I'm not gonna let you lie to my face. You
I
did
didn't
invite.
But she's listening, you have to let her respond. So how she's gonna do anything if you don't let her respond? She has to respond.
Let him,
Let her respond.
let him finish the sentence.
Listen, what y'all not gonna do.
Let him finish the
y'all
sentence.
But let her finish to respond to it. She has to respond.
Listen, let him finish the sentence. Now, what happened to the veteran I sent to you a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Where
yeah.
is he?
We're working with him.
Where?
We're working with him.
Where
My
is he?
team is working with him.
Because he sent me a text, he's at 30th Street, he's in the shelter.
Tim,
And he's getting help from those. Stop touching us. Stop touching us. On fine.
I said they
But
came in with
this is-
something. I said that.
This is going to blow up. All I asked was for him. And we're putting the blame on you guys. And you want to try to take him home, you've been sitting in the city council. You were in.
This is supposed to be a peaceful space, and I
Yes,
am not
let
gonna
somebody
stand
talk.
here and
Let
have the
somebody talk.
disrespect that's
No,
in
you're
here.
gonna sit there and you're gonna listen.
No, it's
Yes, you will.
disrespectful.
No,
You
it's not
can't listen when
disrespectful. When
someone is
somebody's
being
in the middle of a
disrespectful.
sentence, they're
But
allowed
you
to
do not
finish it.
interrupt.
You're
You
the
do
one
not
interrupting.
interrupt.
We can
You're
rewind the
interrupting
video.
and you're disrespectful.
Okay, he's calling the police. It's gonna be great.
You caused that on yourself.
No, he was in the
We're
middle of
trying
a
to
sentence.
listen. We can't do
You weren't
anything
trying
if
to to
you
listen.
don't let us
We
listen.
can rewind the
So how
video.
are we supposed
The
to
whole world
communicate
is gonna
back?
watch this. You
You know?
interrupted him.
No, but you're being very
No.
aggressive.
Yes, because I'm saying
But
you're
you don't
not
need
gonna
to be
sit
like
there and
that.
talk over a veteran.
You don't
You're
need to
gonna-
be like that.
Obviously, we do.
But you're not gonna be
Obviously,
heard if
we
this
do.
is how you behave.
Yeah, that's the only way we're gonna be heard.
No,
because we
it's
keep
not.
getting interrupted.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Look what's
is.
happening now. You
Yes.
have somebody
Yes.
blocking you. You have someone, it's
That's
not
right.
gonna work.
That's right.
And I stay quiet.
So, what does that mean?
I stay quiet not to
Keep
say
saying
anything.
quiet.
But
Let
you're
him
being
finish his sentence.
disrespectful.
No, that's respectful. Giving the person
You think
the
so,
right to finish
but
the
nobody
sentence.
can listen, is gonna listen when you behave like that.
You weren't
No
giving
one.
him the right to finish the sentence.
Yes, we did, and she was responding. He had to wait until she was done so he can respond to what she said.
We need to go.
We don't need to go. That's great. I don't
Dr. Mayor, you
Yeah.
take over the meeting for now?
That's great.
No, no, no.
All right,
We need to-
so what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna start off with, Jerry Chen from Tunnels to Towers. He's the board member. He has a personality as well. He's the board member for Tunnels to Towers, and he's here to speak about the services and the groundbreaking that Tunnels to Towers actually had this past week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and the services that they have for our veterans. So go ahead, Jerry Chen. Wait, Jerry got to speak.
I'm a combat.
Mr. No, but listen, let him speak. No, I understand, but
This is an ongoing problem.
we
Everything
understand
that's
that.
discussed, It's an ongoing problem.
I've been hearing about this from Tim for a minute, and Tim knows that.
Tours in Iraq, okay?
We understand that.
I know what that's about, okay?
I know what it's.
We understand that.
And you know that, okay?
And I'm a
And
contact.
we should be getting a lot more than what we get.
But
We get this.
You're
That's
right.
on
All right.
me.
We're-
All right, so we're gonna let Jerry Chen speak from Tunnels to Towers, so he can speak about the services and programs that they have.
So,
They have,
I got
programs
more
for homes
programs in
as
prison.
well.
I've got more, so I've got my
Jerry-
child's education in prison than I do for a veteran.
Sir,
Go ahead
sir,
and speak.
sir, you're being asked to leave nicely.
Yeah, come
You know
on,
what? No, no,
please.
no, no, no. You're being, listen, it's either that or you're leaving cuffs. That's it. We're being very nice. That's it.
Who you are?
I'm the
So,
chair, I'm the chair of this board right now. So,
so,
we need to,
I didn't come here to make a speech. I came here to listen. Right, so, and I don't have a prepared speech, but thank goodness I do have prepared presentation that I always have with me. So for those that don't know, what is the Tunnel to Tower Foundation? I keep hearing people talk about T2T, T2T. Who has never heard of T2T?
Yeah.
Raise your hand. Tunnel to Tower Foundation, never heard of it? You ever heard of it?
Oh, okay.
All right, so Tunnel to Tower Foundation started 25 years ago by the brothers and sister of Steven Stiller. He was a firefighter at the NYPD, a firefighter at FDMI. And then during the day that he was off, he decided to run into the tunnel and help with his squad one brothers, firefighter brothers, firefighter brothers to do the rescue. And he never came back. That the foundation was created. So fast forward, right, it's long history. So we have different programs. We have a program, we started with the fallen first responder program that we pay off any fallen first responder. Gold Star family, we pay off the houses. We build houses, or we build houses for veterans that injury. We ask them where they want to live. You could give it, where you want to live?
Manhattan.
Outside New York.
No.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, where you in Pennsylvania?
Bethlehem.
But we'll build a house over there.
Thank you.
And we'll take care of everything. That's what we do, right? And the program we have is, another program we have is, homeless veterans. So according to the VA, we don't take money from federal government, so, this is why we're able to do what we want to do, right? I hear you. I'm actually listening today. I am very angry, right, with all this, not angry at you guys, angry with, there is so many issues with veterans, homelessness, and what he talked about, right? I'm listening. I'm very angry, right? We built a home with homeless veterans across the United States.
Yeah.
So foundation was planning to build 25 shelters because according to VA, there's 30,000 homeless veterans. Our biggest one's in Los Angeles. Okay. So we built 25 of them. We changed our mind. We'll build 100 of them
Yeah.
across the US. the veteran will stay for free.
Yeah.
We don't need no voucher, we don't care who you are, we don't care what you say, the veteran will stay for free.
Yes.
Spouse, I'll give you an example. I was in Buffalo doing a groundbreaking. A spouse walked up to me that I love veterans, my husband's a veteran, but my husband went to the VA yesterday and they're supposed to go back to surgery, he died. I was like, oh my God, right? So I'm about to go homeless, right? I said, no, you're not. We took care of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took care of her. So I'm here just to listen. Last week, we did a groundbreaking in Long Island.
Yeah.
For a 48 unit, veteran village, right? We don't call them homeless, right?
Nope.
You serve, you raise your hand, we will take care of you, right? And we are planning to build a lot more. It's not within New York City. New York City is very complicated. Yeah, very complicated. So again, I'm here to listen, right? I hear you guys, right? But I think that what you guys could do, when she have meetings, where she need to go, she need to present, you guys need to be there, to behind her and support her and say something, right? I hear you guys, but again, I'm going to contact Bill Wong. I know him personally, and I want to see what's that shelter is all about.
Yeah, so I invited Jerry here from Tunstall Towers because I'm an ambassador for Tunstall Towers, but I'm also a recipient as a Gold Star spouse. I'm very involved with what they do and I help them raise funds to help our veterans and give them a space. But what they also do is they not only give them that place to stay, but they also provide services, social work services for the veterans where they can meet with somebody, job placement, teaching them how to relive life all over again. And it doesn't matter what their status, whether they was locked up, whether they came out.
Yeah, you
They
serve,
don't
we'll take
care
care
what
of you.
it is. They don't care. They're gonna sit there, help you side by side with your paperwork. So it's that process that everybody gotta go through a process, but some places make you go through so much to where it re-traumatizes you. And it's not right to be re-traumatized. And I hear what my brothers are saying. They're being re-traumatized and it hurts and it's not right. But you know what I learned? I learned in the process of I was re-traumatized with my husband being killed in combat and how I was being treated and how people were speaking to me and how I was being handled. But you know what I learned? I learned that it's how to address the situation, how to manage the situation, is how people are going to hear you. But what I also learned is that it's turning that into something to help others and not focus on creating a negative space for it, but make your voice more powerful with being more respectful with the space. So regardless with that is the fact that Tunnels of Towers is here for you. I'm here for you. You know I'm connected to Tunnels of Towers. The goal is to understand and share this information. If you don't know about it, learn more about it, be part of it. You can even volunteer with Tunnels of Towers. They need volunteers always. And they just do so much for our veterans without giving them a fifth degree like everybody else. And they don't treat them back. The housing is gorgeous. The housing, right, Jerry? The housing is gorgeous.
Individual houses.
They're not sharing
As long as
space.
you want. We're not gonna kick you out. We're not gonna do anything. We got location all over, and we don't expect you to move there. If you live in Jacksonville, Florida, I was just there. We will take all the veterans from Jacksonville, from Tampa, so on, so on, so on. But I do have to say that I'm also a veteran, right?
Yes.
So I know how you guys feel, right? I'm a Navy veteran, but right. But at the end of the day, and I recently I was the Navy asked me to go back to run cyber, but I told them that I'm getting really tired, right? So at the end of the day, I know how veterans, how you guys feel, right? It doesn't matter, Navy, Army, Marine Corps, we took the same damn oath. There's no different oath. I don't remember, okay? We'll, yeah, and we'll take care of each other, okay? So I'm hearing all this, continue talking about it, bring it up, now I'm hearing it, I will help to get some traction.
Yes. Yeah, Jerry. That's Jerry. That's Jerry Chin. Yeah.
You know, they get a lot of help from Home Depot, am I right?
Yes, they do.
Home Depot sit on the board with me.
So Home Depot, I'll bring it to the whole group. Every Home Depot has a manager And if you're a veteran or you know a senior veteran or a veteran that can't garden or needs some sheetrock done, you step to the store manager and they'll be able to, help you, and they'll send a team out to either do the renovation, do the gardening, whatever it is. I just wanted to throw that out, because I work, Home Depot is very generous with us,
Yes, yeah, they are.
and that's that.
Some of my buddies, man,
Sorry,
they doing repairs for me.
Clarify this, so if you're doing, renovations on your home.
Yeah, for a veterans, for residents. All right?
Yeah, because I get calls all the time asking.
Well, the thing is too, you go into any Home Depot and you show your ID, you're gonna get 10% off. Everybody knows that, right?
But no, they want you to go online now.
You have to bring.
Want you to go online.
Oh, take you on up.
Yes, like loans now, you gotta go online. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay, I'm
All right, so you check. So,
No,
Thank you, Jimmy.
I apologize, I had to step away and the vice chair stepped in.
No, thank you.
I think we need a sergeant at arms.
Somebody.
Yeah, Ally, 1 second. So yeah, like I said, let's just have some decorum. It doesn't matter if it's the commissioner or the head of housing at DVS or any one of us, we all deserve respect.
Yes.
If, please don't interrupt anybody. It's disrespectful. And unfortunately, if you're disrespectful, you have to leave. Ally,
Include council members and board members too?
you're not speaking.
Come on.
Ally,
Why is
because I did not
Take away
call
my
on you.
Constitutional right to speak? You do
Um,
that on your own? As a city employee and the chairman of this meeting?
I'm not a
allowed
city
to speak
employee.
to veteran.
you can leave.
No?
Ally,
Why is I
Ally,
can leave, or you're telling me to leave?
you were warned already.
Warned for what?
You were warned.
What, I wasn't allowed to speak? I just asked a
You-
question.
You were warned.
I said, is that for board members too, or?
This is not the first time you've come to board meetings and
No, it's not.
interrupted the commissioner.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No, it's not, because I've been talking over it the whole time, but I asked a clear
no,
question.
no, you
right
talk
after
over
made a
people, you
statement.
interrupt. You can
I
leave.
just asked a question, and you told me I could leave.
You can leave.
Don't
You
put
got
me
two
in.
choices. You can walk out on your own, you can stay quiet, or you're gonna leave forcefully.
What? Do it. So
You're
now you want to
interrupting.
forcefully take away my first
So,
constitution.
Ally,
you.
Chief of Staff or Councilwoman Palladino.
Thank you. I just wanted to go back to what the council member said, and I think it made, Tim a little upset, which he said about the St. Albans site. I just want to clarify that we do have veterans that we know that are in there for long-term care, and some of the conditions are not up to par. She wasn't speaking about medical services or surgeries that people go in for inpatient. She was speaking on the fact that there are some veterans there that are long-term, that are going to be living their last days there, and it could be a little bit better for them. On the issue of Borden Avenue, we were very involved with at the time, council member Bob Holden in doing a collection for the veterans. And it did take about a month of planning before we were allowed to even get into Borden Avenue. What I would suggest for Commissioner to do is to do surprise visits to some of these places and see if they let her in. I think a surprise visit would tell a really good tale of what's happening, especially at a place like Borden Avenue. Because even on a planned visit, when we went in there, it was disgusting. There wasn't even an American flag hanging up, and some of the veterans actually were that was a concern for them. There was one formerly incarcerated veteran that was ready to be deployed again, and he couldn't wait to be deployed so he could get out of there. So if it's possible, I don't know who would have the power to do it, but to do a surprise visit unannounced and see if you could get in there, to see on any given day without them preparing, just to see what it's like. That's just some advice, I think, from us, from our office, because we do care deeply for the veteran community and we do whatever we can to help. I think that an unannounced visit to Borden Avenue would be warranted if that's possible for you all. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you.
Ally.
I'd
And
like to
can,
respond.
can I respond first, Tim? Because we do hear you, and I've been particularly hearing you for 3 years. Can I just finish? I am not in a position to do much other than just carry on the conversation, and I am awfully dismayed about the shelter, Borden Avenue in particular. I'm dismayed that veterans are terrified to have to go to a shelter to get a homeless voucher, the HUD bash, to get a better situation for themselves. They'd rather be on the street. These are not good situations. I like Lacey's suggestion of getting the basketball court fixed. I like Ally's suggestion of doing these spot visits because we have to start holding people accountable. And we're not thinking that we can do anything else other than hold people accountable and try to do right. And I don't think interrupting and getting angry and shaming everybody and you know, I understand you're upset, but we have to try to be productive. Even when we're frustrated, and I hear how frustrated you are. And Ally, thank you for sharing a productive goal and a starting point to continue to try to do better and hold accountability.
Yes.
And that's it.
May I use?
I defer to the chair on
Yes.
whether or not
Tim, you've
you're.
always been good. So,
So,
Please.
like I said, we know what the issues
problem
are.
with
It's just frustration,
No one in this room has ever called me.
Okay.
When I was on the Veterans Task Force, you've asked me, you called, I got
We work together.
for donations to hand stuff out, and then you never followed up.
I still give you. I still help. Out of everybody in this room, Tim, I'm the only one who can go for help.
I got JP Morgan Chase, I got.
Go ahead, Tim.
Go ahead. So why are you calling me then?
Yeah.
So why am I? But I am the one helping you. And I give it to you.
So this is how this feels, because I got donations from, Bombas, I got donations from Operation Gratitude, I'm working with the VA. I gave them 100 hygiene kits that we got from JP Morgan Chase, just a few weeks ago. We're putting together these things. I got hundreds of bags. We did that Lighthouse project. They're sending me 100 kits. We have Narcan kits. You know who contacts me who knows this? No one. Because you never engage me. I'm never invited. And I speak for the homeless veterans. I'm the one who's at Borden Avenue. I'm the one who had talked to, whose father called me from Alabama last Sunday to find his veteran son, who's 100% PTSD. So I went and found him. And then we tried to get him into the VA. You know what they told him? He wouldn't take him because he has a little dog. It took me like 3 hours to get a service letter for that dog. Nobody would do anything. So they kicked him back out to the street where he really fell apart. We have the opportunity. We need to take these opportunities when our veterans present themselves like I did. I came to New York City with a backpack. And I knew what to do because I worked in transitional services for a year and a half at the front desk. I knew exactly what to do. I knew what I was entitled to. I know what these veterans are, what they've earned, what they deserve. And what we're doing is we keep getting in front, we keep allowing, you guys keep allowing DHS to control the narrative while you tell us how much you hate us. And when you say that the VA hospitals are absolutely disgusting, she may be talking about St. Albans, but St. Albans was investigated last year. That report, and she was talking, there's a report on it, came out last September. St. Albans, same stuff. Borden Avenue is a grant per diem program. The doors are supposed to be open all the time to the community. We want you to see how well we're doing. We want you to come in and do donations knowing that those donations go to time. This is why we're in the VA. We have honorable discharges that entitle that to us. And it's very frustrating to know that I've been doing this for 3 years. And this is the first time that I've ever really spoken out. And I'm glad, because Commissioner, I told you what I thought would be the best thing to do for the veterans in the city. And Not a single word. There are 60 hotels that are now vacant from migrants. Hotels that veterans could go to where they can be safe, where they can be drug-free, where they can have access to DHS or DVS and the community, and nobody will say anything for us. All this money flying around, and we can't even get a safe space to sleep. I slept 5 months next to a guy smoking methamphetamine and cigars. 5 months. My mental health went in the toilet. It's taken me 3 years to try to get back. And now that I'm trying to get back, and the people that are supposed to be supporting me are kicking me in the butt. We don't want to hear from you. Let's post it on Facebook. And I'm sorry if I take this personal, but I brought 30 kids from JP Chase to the Hope Camp this year. And we handed them out. In the photo from DVS, you've got 20 veterans. I was standing on the end and they cut me out. No, thank you. No, glad you showed up. No, thank you for being here. And then I have to watch, we're meeting all these roundtables. We're doing all of this. We're meeting all these other people. Meanwhile, you canceled
I have
just yesterday. Just yesterday. I didn't get a reschedule. I got a cancellation. Your meeting is canceled. So this is what we get when we try to get housing, when we try to get employment, when we try to get anything. We get this. You're canceled. Oh, well, you didn't do this. You didn't do that. So, I'm rambling again.
Tim, what are you doing Saturday? At
Uh,
9 AM. 9 AM Saturday.
Say nothing.
I have
Just
nothing.
nothing, Tim.
Come down to 88 Liberty, the foundation will be down there. I would let you talk to someone from the
Yeah.
Veterans Program.
I spoke to your director of homeless services just last week.
Which
Just
is.
take it,
I'm
Tim.
the one that.
Tim,
I am, I'll be
Just
there.
take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
That's the board member connecting you.
Yeah.
He's on paternity. So
I'll
I'm-
text it. I'll text it to you, Tim. I'll text it.
Okay.
Amen.
All right. So, any other questions? I apologize all.
The statement.
Well, first, Donna,
I have a
I have to
statement.
apologize.
Thank you for sharing.
On behalf of DBS, I would like to apologize for all the commotion. A lot of things that has been said is not true, because I've helped him personally. I helped Molly personally. People come with problems but have no solutions. And my team and our organization has solutions. We can only do what is granted to us. Like I said, we go above and beyond. I could be home right now, but I'm here talking about housing and how we can assist veterans. That's my main concern. Last month in March, we housed 29 veterans, a number high for the agency in one single month. So nobody can tell us what we're not doing, when I know that we're in there day in and day out, after hours, making sure we take care of veterans. Anybody knows me, knows that if they have housing issues, Brian email me all the time. Brian gets to the point that he called me and said, I know you're tired of me emailing you about housing, but who else can I direct my emails to? And we help his veterans. The 80-year-old, we're helping him. There's nothing that, and like I said, I go above and beyond. My deputy goes above and beyond. My team goes above and beyond. And the way that they acted, I want to apologize to y'all, because y'all don't deserve that. And like I said, people come with problems and have no solutions, or the solutions that they feel like are solutions that are helping, it's not helping, because it's causing chaos as it is. So
On that,
So, thank you, Donna. Donna is a wonderful person. You know what, listen, you know what, and I see it day in, day out. I don't work for the agency,
They are.
but they are, like the housing side, they're doing a lot. And they're overwhelmed.
I think every aspect.
And
A lot. They're doing a lot.
also, I apologize to everyone if I said anything off topic. Unfortunately, we don't have a sergeant at arms, so I have a wonderful vice chair and secretary to kind of pick up the reins. Maybe we should elect the sergeant at arms.
You know, for purposes of us being here, just know this, like, if I'm here, I really just want to, like, what's the next step? What are we gonna do for the next town hall? Like, I think this is what I meant before, like, if we're not organized ourselves, like, how do we expect other people to listen to us when we can't even host this meeting? Like, honest, like, that's how I feel right now, that I'm like, we can't even host this meeting because I think we're too, this is my third month, I'm going to my third month being here, and I'm listening, but if I'm here, let's work on what's gonna be our next town hall meeting, like, I know that we're working on with you all, and what I wanna do with the VAB is like, let's then start let's highlight that meeting, but also let's start bringing more veterans to that meeting, and then let's have something concrete. I think what you mentioned, Naka, about the Gold Star spouses, military spouses, I think let's brainstorm of like, are we gonna have different sessions, like one session for mental health care, one session for Gold Star spouses, one session for education. I think let's be intentional when we have these meetings, because I, this is the first and last time I will respond to a comment like that was said towards us, but I think that's how I am. Like, I will respond, this is the first and last time, but next meeting, let's be intentional. Like, I'm here to support you all, like, and I'm really looking forward to organizing and bringing the rest of my team for the next meeting, so we are better organized too.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Gonzalez, with the Department of Veterans Affairs. Just trying to bring it back into topic here. I'm sure I didn't bring enough for the whole room, but I have some brochures on our Body Bash program. If anybody's interested, yeah, feel free to grab one, please. Thank you. Sure.
Everyone is so passionate about what they do. We need to take it down and put it whiteboard next time, so we'll write it down.
Very well.
There you go.
We are veterans as well, so people say, oh, I got PTSD and I do this. I'm a combat veteran. I have the same issues that everybody else have in here, but I make sure I take care of veterans that don't have a voice. You know, I take care of veterans as much as we can, so everybody is saying that they have these issues, I have the same issues.
I can't wait till the next meeting.
You know, I could touch on that too, because I dealt with my own stuff and deal with my own stuff, and I can't come off, you know, I'll get looked at, well, I have gotten looked at as the black crazy widow. I'm being serious.
You're the loudest one.
I know, I'm always. But you know, back in the day when I was dealing with my trauma and my hurt, before I knew how to shift it, I looked like the black crazy widow because nobody would hear me out and listen to me. But when I was able to ground that energy and ground it and balance that energy that was in me, that hurt and pain, and I understood it was the hurt and pain speaking, not the actual stuff that made sense, people heard me more. And to be honest, I wouldn't be here if I didn't learn how to manage that. So everybody go through a process. Everybody go through something. I went through mine, but I'm here. I'm here, and my voice is being heard. My voice is important because I was able to learn how to turn that hurt and pain into something more positive and communicate it in a respectful manner. So that part, that's why I said it's frustration, but it's learning how to balance it. That part.
I have a question regarding to the HUD dash. I know in the past I was working with veterans. I'm trying to assist them with the care management. And back then they didn't have the staff. So today, are you guys staffed up at this time?
Well, I can't speak for the VA across the globe, but in the New York Harbor, we are sufficiently staffed in terms of the HUD VAC program.
Okay.
But again, all VA healthcare systems operate differently.
All right, we got about 15 more minutes, so let's be happy. Does anybody have any more questions on housing?
I had a question.
My name's Brian. I'm with Samaritan Daytop Village Veterans Programs. We do have two facilities just for veterans. Only veterans are in there. One of the obstacles that we've been having was getting people into HUD VASH, because at one point, people were able to get HUD VASH vouchers coming right out of residential treatment. Then a shift occurred, and then they were telling us we had to send our veterans into the homeless shelter, which was a big bottleneck. You know, another issue that we've been having as an agency was, of course, the TRICARE, TRICARE piece. Everyone's trying to figure out how to navigate, you know, the benefits and the insurance. But we've been here, we've been established for a very long time, serving veterans. I myself am an Air Force veteran. My new partner's name is Jesus Hernandez. He's a Marine Corps veteran. And we here and we outreach veterans all across the whole state who need substance use and mental health support. So please, we both have business cards. I'd love to interact with everyone. And, you know, I really appreciate being in this meeting, been coming here since last year. I have.
If I'm not mistaken, that facility is over in Richmond Hill, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know. It's right by where I live. I know Jeff.
Oh, you know Jeff?
I know, I've known Jeff for a long time, so anytime I run into him.
Nice to meet you.
I spoke to one of the directors, I believe. I can't remember her name. But Samaritan. Is it Miss Beverly?
Miss Beverly, she's in the reentry portion over on 43rd Street
Okay.
in Manhattan. Beverly's.
Yes. So I'm in conversation with her. I met her a week ago at an event that we hosted with Councilmember Yusuf Salon.
Yes.
Her, she came over and we spoke with her. So I'm in communication with her, but I would love to give you as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I much appreciate that.
And also, we actually received a referral from Samaritan Daytime from time to time. So we actually receive a lot of referral come to our agency and receiving vouchers. And we were successful assistant for the new apartment.
I would definitely love to interact with you just to help our guys transition out into a safe space coming out of residential treatment.
Yes.
That's
Let's talk afterwards.
Sure, thank you.
I heard great things about your agency when I went to Samos. Someone brought you up in the conversation and told me we need to connect with you, but Danae had already mentioned, she's like, we have a long-standing relationship.
We're building two veterans village in Puerto Rico.
Nice. Nice.
Who wanna go to Puerto Rico?
You mentioned anything about us?
Temptation, huh?
Hey, by the way, when I mentioned about Saturday event, we have two. One is in downtown, 88 Liberty, and the other one's at Port Bosworth at noon. Come on over.
Barbecue.
We
That's
got
the
barbecue.
barbecue.
We got barbecue on that one.
I'll send out the emails so that Ashton
Yeah.
send it out.
So we still got time.
Ryan, can I just make one note? I just want to thank the DVS team and leadership for coordinating so much, making this happen. This is definitely, I think, a work in progress. I'd like to also make note of CUNY Central Office of Veterans Affairs, Jessica, everyone else for being here. The support from everyone, seeing familiar faces. I see some CUNY alumni in here. I love it. And I'm gonna come back. This is my first meeting, but I'm really happy that I listened, I took the time, and I think this is really, really great. I'm so happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
We have anybody else, even if it's any events? Come on, everybody. Now we're gonna be one big happy family. We're gonna take a picture.
Let's fight. It's okay. Wait, do we have anybody else?
Any other questions, any comments?
I think we got a question online.
Thank you, Will.
Oh, thank you. Lori, how you doing?
Hi, yeah, I forgot to mention, I forgot to mention, it's not my event personally, but we do have the 159th Memorial Day Parade on Memorial Day.
Let's just hold it for 1 second. Sorry, Lori.
It's not my event personally, but we do have the Brooklyn Memorial Day Parade on Memorial Day on May 25th at 11 a.m. in Bay Ridge. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. It's a huge parade. It's wonderful to see all the vets out that day. So please come and join us.
Yeah, there's a lot of events going on. Definitely anybody, use this time afterwards to kind of talk to one another. I will flag a few. One of them, May 15th, I believe I saw you on the agenda, we went for the Flanders government. Oh, you do? Oh, you want, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just, wanted to announce that at DVS too, something different that we are starting to do is to ensure that we are there for any sort of dignified transfer that happens in New York City. I was able to attend my first one, and I did testify that I was appalled, like, to see that, you know, when the dignified transfer happened, that there was only myself and there was just like the parents. And I think, and then Donnie and my team went to the second one, and what we're trying to do is that as DVS, that we are there for any dignified transfer that comes to New York City, and that the families are provided with the support that they need. And we are also working with Mecca and various other Gold Star families to make sure that we can continue elaborating on that conversation. But part of that is that I'm also gonna be working, reaching out to the VAB, board, because the goal is that it just doesn't have to be DVS that does this dignified transfers, right? That we would like to have you all to be part of this. Perhaps 1 month, some of you take part of, if there are any in January per se, right, or February, like, I just want to, like, what we would like to do is that at DVS that, and with all of us, is that every time a soldier returns back, when there's a dignified transfer, that there's a group of us there waiting, not just for them, but to be a support system for the family. So just know that we're working on this still, but that we are going to be reaching out to the VAB to ensure that we can have more of you, be part of this.
Thank you.
That was the one in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a great
that was
idea.
in DSO training.
Yeah, we have a couple of comments in the chat.
So we have,
Yeah, Lee.
well, we have April Cardania. Hey, April, I know who you are. Hi, everyone. April, do you want to say the question or no? You want me to read it?
Sure. Sorry, I'm.
Well, you know what? We can't hear you
Yeah,
so
I'll
well,
just read
so
it.
I'll just read it. Hi, everyone. I'm the Government Affairs Manager for Sale 40th 250. We are operating the Tall Ship Parade for America 250. Ticketing will be opening soon. We will have free access to our international film partners from July 5th to the 7th. I actually know how to get a hold of you. Plus somebody else I know knows how to get a hold of you. He's here, so we can link up. So if anybody has any questions, you can ask me, and I'm gonna guide you right to April. Ozias Batista, I'm with New York State DVS, and we'll share different events called Courage and Calm Mental Health Retreat for women who serve in every region in New York State where there is a BAMC. My name is Rosie Batista, and I am the New York State Women Veterans Coordinator. Thank you so much, Rosie.
That's all.
That's
There was
all.
Anyone that came, okay,
I think that's
all
it.
right, great.
The email address is Cardania for April at sale4th4th.org.
We will share this information as well in the follow-up email to everybody that registered with the PowerPoint presentation and answers to some of the questions that came up today.
So, but yeah, I guess that's it. Unless anyone, we're gonna take a picture, but thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
There was a lot of good comments here.
Wait, next meeting is in Staten Island.
Yep.
We already secured
Excuse
the
me.
space.
Is
It's
there a
on
call
June.
coming through on online thing? right now?
No.
I don't think so. June 24th at Staten Island Gold Star Post, and it's located at 17 Cannon Avenue. That information will be coming out. Mark your calendar, June 24th. The focus will be on healthcare.
All right, thank you so much. Like I said, please feel free to connect. There's gonna be a lot of events coming up over the next month. Please, it's hard, but try to show up to different events. I know I'm gonna be running from one thing to another.
Yeah,
So-
same here.
And my wife will divorce me. Oh, well.
No.
So, yeah. But I owe it to her. But thank you, everyone, for coming, and get home safe. Oh, and there's pizza if anybody wants. Just leave some for anybody. Don't take a whole pie. Have it one time. Oh, everyone, picture.
You did. We've had this conversation like 3 times.
No.